Hello, everybody. My name is Joey Mason. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about what I promised you guys in the last video. I said I'm going to talk about the Grammys and, the Scammies and what they did wrong, their big mistake. I'm going to talk about their big mistake. And if you don't know what their big mistake is by my last video, then you were not paying attention. So, let's get into it, shall we? Hit the like, comment, and subscribe for more if you're new. Okay? Please. Now that we got that out of the way, so I'm going to talk about the Weeknd being snubbed at the Grammys. Everyone knows how upsetting that was. And I came prepared. I came with facts. I came with evidence to back up why. So, my friend sent me this. And it's basically this little infographic, basically, of what After Hours in this whole era has done. And once I read you this list, you will be like, because if you didn't know already, that's kind of why I'm reading it. If you did not know what After Hours, the buzz it made, I'm going to tell you right now. So, The Weeknd is the first artist ever to rank at number 1 on the Billboard 200, Hot 100, Artist 100, Hot 100 Songwriters, and Hot 100 Producers charts simultaneously. Girl, that was a lot. But good for him. Blinding Lights Hot 100 top 5 for 23 weeks. Blinding Lights Hot 100 top 10 for 40 weeks. And it's still there, by the way. It's still there. After Hours Hot 200 top 20 for 26 weeks. 3 billion streams on Spotify. After Hours has broken the record for most pre-saves in Apple Music history. And it's a 4 times platinum album. But the Grammy said, I do not see. Who is this you're talking about? What song was the hit of the year? Flashing Lights? Blinding Moon? Starlight? That's what they acting like. They said, Blinding Lights? I never heard that song, sorry. They said, I never heard that song, sorry. After Hours? Sorry. Who? They acting like they don't know, but they do know. They know. Because how could you not know? How could you not know? How can the Grammys, which prides themselves on being the highest form of musical, awards, and then they do this? Especially since their whole thing has been kind of like a popularity contest. So how come now you're like, no. Now you're like, no. We're just gonna, who? The Weekday? Never heard of him. And I'm glad The Weeknd checked y'all on Twitter and Instagram. And maybe other places, I don't know. He said, let me pull up what he said. Let's see. The Weeknd. The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, period. My fans and the industry transparency. Period. Bye. And then he also said, collaborative. That's not a word. planning a performance for weeks to not be invited? In my opinion, 0 nominations equals you're not invited. That's kind of true. So you're trying to get him to perform, but you're like 0 nominations? What is that about? So basically what I just heard from that statement is we want the clout, but we don't want to actually reward you. We don't want to actually reward you, but we want the clout. Same thing happened with Ariana. It wasn't as bad because she actually at least got nominations, but because The Weeknd was ignored, like disrespectedly ignored, and I'll talk about that in a second. But Ariana was given like 5 or 6 nominations, a good amount, as she should have, and walked home with nothing after they used her name and used everything like, oh, Ariana at the Grammys performing, and that's why I watched, that's why most people even watched. I mean, obviously, like, there's other people, but a lot of people watched for Ariana, and then you just gave her nothing in the biggest year of her career. That seems to be like a thing, like when it's the biggest like year in your career, you're just ignored, because this is I believe this is the biggest thing in The Weeknd's career. I think it's bigger than Starboy and Trilogy, but I also think it's better. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I think the After Hours was just like, this is like his time, and the Grammys to just not acknowledge that is disrespectful. They could have just gave him 1 nomination, and you would still say he's snubbed, but it wouldn't be disrespectful, because this is just disrespectful. 0 nominations, you purposefully ignored him. That's just disrespectful. Obviously, he deserved like 6 or 7 or 8, or he deserves a lot. But even if they just gave him 1 nomination, they probably could have avoided this. People would still be mad. I would still be mad if he only got 1, but still, like 0. What, this was a point. Y'all were trying to make a point, and I don't think it worked. Maybe that was your plan. Let's piss everyone off. Like, congratulations, I guess. I don't know, but that's just stupid. Y'all dumb. So that's the whole Weeknd thing. Do better. You probably won't, but whatever. That's the Weeknd thing. Next, we're gonna talk about Justin Bieber. Let me see if why I'm trying to look for the whole post he did. Girl, where is it? He shouldn't even been nominated, period. I'm sorry. He should not have been nominated. Like, what? Oh, okay, I found it. But, yeah, he shouldn't have. Yummy? Excuse me? No, please get out of my face. The Grammys, I remember they put out a statement. They're like, you carefully considered Yummy? Did that bring a tear to your eye? Were you like so moved by that me yum, that yummy? Did that like hit a soft spot? You're like, wow. Oh my god. That was amazing. That was the Grammys when they heard Yummy. When they heard Changes, they were like, wow. This may be the most forgettable album of 2020, but you know what? Somehow it spoke to us. Blinding what? After who? That's the Grammys. That's their mindset. So, here, I have Justin's statement. I'm gonna read it. To the Grammys. Why do I sound like that? To the Grammys, I am flattered to be acknowledged and appreciated for my artistry. Yeah. You should be flattered. I was very meticulous. He didn't use that word. That was, someone wrote that for him. And intentional about my music. These are my only intentions. Yeah, we get it. With that being said, I set out to make an R&B album, Changes was and is an R&B album. It is not being acknowledged as an R&B album, which is very strange to me. Very strange. Oh my god, like, wow. R&B music wished, and I totally skipped like this weird. I literally started in the middle of the sentence. I grew up admiring R&B music and wished to make a project that would have been okay, blah 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 blah. Feels weird considering from the chords to the melodies to the vocals. Or we get it. This is unmistakably, undeniably an R&B album. I absolutely love pop music, but I wasn't trying to make that this time around. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Justin. No one cares. No one cares. That's... No one cares. And yes, we know it's been a problem that they've been doing. Whenever you're white, you're gonna go in the pop category, and if you're black, you're gonna go in R&B, and that's kind of in this whole problem. Because the Grammys, they don't want to change that. They have this vision, and that's why you're in pop, because you're white. That's why, and the Weeknd ain't gonna go on pop. The Grammys don't want him in pop. The Grammys have an agenda, y'all. So, Justin, why I don't really, like, hate your statement, and, like, no one cares. That's... Just no one cares. People... Artists, all the time, a lot... They are not put in pop if they're a pop artist because they're not white. They'll be thrown to the R&B categories, thrown in with the rap categories, even if they're making pop music. Because the Grammys thinks pop means white. And that's unfortunate, but that's how it is. So yeah, that's kind of my whole thing. My whole beef with the Grammys. The Weeknd was ignored for what? Justin, no one really cares. Your statement makes sense. And this is a problem, but no one really cares about it happening to you. I'm just gonna be honest, because it's happened to all these other artists. It's happened to all these other artists. The world's not gonna stop for Justin Bieber. So yeah, that's this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. That's all today. Bye.